Welcome to Video Influencers, where we're helping you build your influence, income, impact with online videos. Are you guys curious about what the YouTube algorithm actually does? Like what it considers, how to trigger it? Well, today we're going to be talking about that and the things you want to consider when you're uploading videos to get views, to get more subscribers, to build your channel. And the one hack that is actually working right now when it comes to triggering the algorithm that I'm actually working with on my channel, and we'll be talking about it coming up now.
This video is brought to you by vidIQ, the #1 Chrome extension for YouTubers looking for on-point data analysis, research resources, and enhanced video creator tools. Start getting more views in less time today by signing up for free at vidiq.com/influence. That's vidiq.com/influence.
Woo! I am so excited. We're going to be talking about that algorithm, but if you guys are new here, consider subscribing, hit that like button, and make sure you leave your comments because we love to dive into those afterwards and answer all your questions. What we're talking about today is the algorithm and one hack. If you guys are new here, we are video influencers. We're helping build influence, income, and impact with online videos. Make sure you consider subscribing, but we're going to talk about that algorithm. But first, the way I want to explain it to somebody that might be new to YouTube, that maybe is a little confused about the algorithm, because there's a lot of videos out there and they're great. In fact, I watch them all the time, but they can be long and detailed and maybe too complicated. So the way I like to explain the algorithm and YouTube is this. Think of a library. If you guys remember those places you used to go to, borrow books. If you're in school, almost every school has a library. The library is YouTube. The librarian is the algorithm, and the books are the videos. So when you walk into a library, what do you want to do? You want to find a certain book, right? So oftentimes you can use a computer, right? But back in the day, what you could do is you go ask the librarian, hey, I'm looking for this type of a book or this topic, or this is an interest that I want to read up on. So that librarian would take you to a section of the library and say, hey, here are all the books. And their goal is to satisfy your search for that book, right? Or that topic. And the second thing that librarians trying to do is make sure you're nice and comfortable. Have you noticed when you go to a library that the library has couches, lounge space? Some libraries are fancy. They got like a cafeteria or coffee shop. They've got the bathrooms. They want to make sure you stay and hang out at the library and you're comfortable. Well, guess what? YouTube is the exact same way. YouTube is trying to satisfy that search you have for those books, those videos. They're trying to give you a whole bunch of different examples. You pick based on which one looks the best, which one is the most focused on what you're looking at. And YouTube, just like the library, is trying to keep you there, keep you comfortable, because YouTube cares about you staying on the platform as long as possible. So if you never watch anything else and that was the only thing, that is what I would tell you to always focus on. Make sure that you satisfy people's search needs. And secondly, try to get them to stay on the platform as long as possible. Those are the only two things, but let's go ahead and dive into that and talk about more in detail about the algorithm and what you want to consider. Search and satisfaction. That is the #1 thing. People search for things and you want to make sure you give them what they're searching for and satisfy that need. So the first thing to consider is that title. I know this ain't no new stuff, but I'm telling you, the basics is what matters. Here's a little search result for how to start a YouTube channel. You can see Sean and I, we've got a whole bunch of videos that show up, and I want to highlight this one, how to start a YouTube channel. So someone look for how to start a YouTube channel, and our title is how to start a YouTube channel. This is why the title is so important, and more important than people realize. That is not only the thing that people, Cooper, thank you for the super chat, by the way. That is not only the thing that people are actually looking at and reading, but that's a thing that you're telling YouTube your video is about. So don't discount it. You know, we're going to talk a little bit more about other aspects of the video, but I spend a lot of time just thinking about the title. In fact, I don't even try to press record until I know what that title is. So make sure you are spending some time on that. Second thing is that thumbnail. See, when it comes to the algorithm, it wants to know what's the click-through rate of your video. And what are we talking about? So here's the same search. We've got the title circled, but that thumbnail, does it stand out? Is it inviting? This is like the cover of that book. As you can see, some of our other thumbnails I actually think are even better, but the other one happens to get a lot more views, right? For whatever reason, there's text there, there's a little flying money, people love money, but you want colors, you want to stand out. You want to stand out compared to the other books that you're being presented. Really simple. My wife and I, we literally will spend 20-30 minutes on that thumbnail. In fact, this morning we had worked on the thumbnail for this, even though we already had it 2 weeks ago, because we're really trying to optimize it. So make sure you spend a lot of time, because the algorithm wants to know, are people clicking on your videos when it's putting your video in search? All right, let's move on. The next thing is watch time. Do people watch, and how much are they actually watching? So one thing I want to do for you guys is actually get into how to look at audience retention, okay? What audience retention is, how much of your video are people watching? And I know the YouTube Beta Studio can be kind of scary. It's you know, an unknown area that's new, and I'm telling you, they're going to stick with it. It's pretty awesome. So let's actually dive into that right now. What you're going to do is go to your video. So this is the same screen. Top right, there's that little icon. Go ahead and click on it. YouTube Studio Beta. I know it's scary, but go ahead and click on it. Next thing, you're going to go into your back end. Okay, this is your dashboard. As you can see to the left, there's this place called Analytics. But what you're trying to do is at the top, you want to search for that video, right? Or in the analytics, actually. So go ahead, that's the circle part. You can click on that, get to there. In the top part, see where it says search across your channel. This is where you're going to actually search for the video you want to do research on. Okay, so the video that we showed you the results for and that I highlighted, let's actually look at that. The next step is I searched for that video, I clicked on it, and what I'm looking at is that thing at the bottom, audience retention. See that right there? That is what you're really wanting to pay attention when it comes to research on your video. So as you can see, this audience retention looks like a downward hill. What this is showing how much of your video people are actually watching and interested in. And a couple markers that you want to see or pay attention to is this. There's a obvious drop off right there. Your goal is to try to get that drop off to be as far to the end, to the right of that graph as possible. Because what that's saying is at that point, that's when people are leaving. So if you can extend that watch time to 70, 80, 90, 100% of your video, that's really good. What that is doing for the algorithm, it's telling the algorithm, the librarian, that when people see your video in a search result and they're clicking through because it's a dope thumbnail and you got a title that makes sense, they're watching your videos and they're watching a whole bunch of it, that it's relevant for not just you, but potentially other people searching for it. That's why this data is so important. I'm not really a data guy, but I can tell you, I pay attention to this stuff because if you do, and I've seen other YouTubers do this and they can grow like to 1 million subscribers in a few years' time, just from this strategy alone, you're going to conquer the algorithm. Next, what do they do next? Literally, right? What are their next steps after they've watched your video? So this is the same video here. This is why it's so important to put the appropriate end screen stuff. So as you can see, we direct people to our channel right there. There's another video that's very relevant. So this is how to start a YouTube channel with no money, which a lot of beginners would actually type in and look for. So we put 10 mistakes new YouTubers make as a video people can click on, or are people watching other videos. Why this is important for the algorithm is the algorithm wants to know, Are your videos compelling enough that it's getting people to watch another one of your videos or go to your channel? Or are people just leaving YouTube? That's not good. You don't want that. Now, don't get me wrong. There's people that want one video, they get the video, and they leave. Just like people go into a library, they ask the library, hey, I want this book, and they're bounced, right? They don't even read it. They read it at home. But your goal is to entice them to watch another video, even if it's not your video. And the reason this is important is because when you're optimizing your videos, you can potentially get your videos in front of other people's videos or inspire people to watch other types of videos. There's a lot to go into it, but I don't want to dive too deep into the details. The point is, make sure you're directing people somewhere, somehow, okay? And we actually do it verbally. Then the last thing about search and satisfaction, it starts all over. And this is why uploading time and time after again, being consistent on your channel is so important, because you're putting more books into that library. You're putting more videos out there for the algorithm to work with, and you're putting out more videos for your audience to watch. You know, one of the things that's powerful, if you're doing this for 3 years and maybe you haven't had a big hit, but that moment when maybe you have a viral video or one of your videos takes off and it just hits the algorithm right, people can literally binge watch all your videos. What that means is people can consume tons of your content. You know, oftentimes friends of mine who are interested about YouTube, they didn't know about my channel, right? Like my friends didn't even know about my channel. And they say, yeah, but I went to your channel and I saw the video that I was looking for and I watched like literally all your videos. They're binge watching. So again, that's why it's important to do this over and over and over again. So number one part of the algorithm is search and satisfaction. Are you helping that librarian satisfy people's searches for whatever it is they're looking for? Let's dive right into it. I just want to first off say hi to Fendi, Simply Me, Yay, DeGray, what's up, Terrible, Freezing, Rain Game. Appreciate you guys. We're going to go ahead and move on. The second part of the algorithm that's really important is watch time. Overall watch time. And let's actually dive into it. I want to show you guys. So what they're doing to figure out watch time, or to get more watch time, is they're looking at past data of you. So let me explain what's going on here. Watch time is literally how many videos, how much time are you spending on the platform. It's really, really important to YouTube that you're watching a lot of videos. So this is something you want to focus on. And we're going to just talk about some simple things here. One way it gets you to watch more videos is looks at past data, right? It looks at your viewing behavior. Have you watched a lot of Marvel stuff? I watch a lot of Marvel stuff because Avengers is coming out. So it's always putting those videos in front of me. Say you're a new user. What it's going to do to maximize watch time is going to give you videos based on other people's watch behavior, right? What videos are they clicking on when they search for something? That's really important. Next is the overall watch time. This is the thing you want to focus on the most, more than maybe the search and satisfaction. I'll tell you why. Do people watch most of your videos? That's audience retention. Secondly, are they watching more of your videos? Third, does your videos bring people back? So one thing we didn't talk about is, are you bringing people back to the platform, right? Because obviously you can only watch so many videos in a day. Maybe, people spend 20, 30 minutes, maybe 60 minutes on the platform, but are you the channel that brings them back to the platform every single day? I watch a guy named Phil DeFranco. He's a news channel, and every single day his stuff is so compelling. I want to see what he says about the news. I actually feel like he reports the news better than the news channels themselves. Why that's important is he is getting me to come back to the platform every single day, which is resulting not only in watching his videos, but other people's videos, and the outcome is more watch time. So if you're creating that by uploading consistently, if you're creating that because you're uploading content that's compelling, that's engaging, that's keeping people's attention, watch time is what you're going to result in. So going back to the beta studio area, this is the one analytic that you're looking at right here, this number. So for our channel, it's 3 million minutes watched on video influencers last 28 days. If you guys go to your analytics and you want to look at a number to really pay attention to, it's not subscribers. It's not even views. Now, both of those are important, right? You want to build an audience, and obviously you need to get views, like to run ads and make money and to be able to start a business and connect with people. But the watch time is what you want to focus on. And the hack that I'm going to share with you is going to make everything make sense, why this is so important compared to search and satisfaction. You guys hit like if you're liking this live broadcast. If you guys want additional information about ranking your videos, getting your videos suggested, getting more of your content in front of people's searches, go to learnvideo.live. There's a free 1-hour YouTube masterclass that Sean puts on. It's amazing stuff. We've had a lot of people, including myself, actually benefit from it. So go ahead and check it out. If you're watching this on any platform, you can actually click the link down below. But let's go ahead and move on to the one hack. I am so excited. If you're excited, hit that like button and leave a question down below because we're going to get to them afterwards. And I'm excited to get into this hack. But I want to bring everything together when it comes to the algorithm. It's really simple. That library example, I shared that because that's how easy it really is to understand the algorithm and to trigger it. A lot of people think like you need to do all these crazy things. I'll tell you, I actually had dinner with somebody who actually facilitates some of the levers and some of the things that are important to the algorithm. This is something that works at YouTube. And what they said was this: the most important things are those basic things: the title, the thumbnail, the content, and ultimately watch time. Which makes sense. I'm telling you, all the platforms are worried about that. They want you to stay on their platforms. You know, when you have a phone, you've got like 100 apps. I don't know how many I have. I probably have like 200 apps. Every one of those apps would love for you to hang out on their app more than anybody else. It's so powerful when it comes to obviously the app and, you know, like having your attention, but running ads, being able to say that your app is a place that people like to hang out at. Just like that example of people hanging out at the library. So watch time. Remember that when you're going into your analytics, and remember to look at that number as, it sounded like something else. Remember to look at that number every single day and try to get that number up higher and higher. But without further ado, let's get into the one hack right now that is working when it comes to triggering the algorithm. With all that being said, it's going to all make sense. Going live. That's right, going live. So going live is something that's actually been possible on YouTube for a while now. But what I'm seeing is live is getting more and more significant as time goes on. I'm going to use 2 of my uploads to my cooking channel as an example to show you the contrast and the power of live. By the way, just a special shout out to vidIQ for you to do the research like I'm going to show you and to see the data that I'm going to show you on my channels. You need the tool vidIQ. You can also click on our link down below to get a free version, which is perfectly fine, but I definitely would suggest the paid version as well. About, I want to say 2 weeks ago, I uploaded a fried rice recipe video. Right there, the third one down. Easy fried rice with a frying pan. Very simple title. It ranks when you type in chicken fried rice. The thumbnail, it pops with color. It looks like fried rice. If you know what fried rice looks like, that looks like fried rice. This is the video itself. It's a really short video. It's 3 minutes. As you can see to the right where the circle is, those are all the tags I use. That again, if you have vidIQ, you can actually see your tags and see where they rank. I am ranking for these terms where the blue number is: easy fried rice, chicken fried rice recipe, quick fried rice. I'm ranking for it. This stuff works, you guys. But the thing that I'm more focused on than that is this: that audience retention. So that number to the top right, remember I showed you earlier how to actually look for audience retention. That number, 70%, really powerful. And I know the number to the left isn't gonna like blow people's mind. It's only 2 minutes, but the video is only 2 minutes and 48 seconds, right? Point I'm making is I'm looking to see if there's a lot of audience retention. You guys can't see it, but see the blue part of that graph to the left? It really keeps people's attention for a long period of time. And ultimately, again, what am I looking for? Watch time. So this has, after literally just like 2 days, 48 hours, had 15,000 minutes of total watch time with a 3-minute video, you guys. That's what I look for. When I upload a video, I'm looking to see what's the ultimate watch time. And this is why, if you can, upload videos longer than 3 minutes. Okay, I just use that as an example because it's so recent, and the thing I did the day afterwards is what is significant, the live version of it. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into it. So I went live and I literally cooked the fried rice, the same fried rice recipe on my YouTube channel, but I went live. As you can see right there, the thumbnail is kind of okay. I think I just used an old picture I had on my phone. The title is not optimized. It says late night fried rice. The way I had to find it on YouTube, I had to literally type in late night fried rice, because if I typed in fried rice recipe, you wouldn't actually see it. But here's the video itself. I think it's a 13-minute upload. Normally when I go live, like Chris is here, Chris wasn't even here. It was on a tripod. It was just facing the stove. I didn't talk to people. To the right, as you can see, what does all those X's and check marks mean? I didn't even optimize this. I didn't even put tags on this, okay? Yet, it still got people watched it, right? 3 minutes versus the 2 minutes of my 3-minute version. And yes, the duration isn't that long. It's only 24% if you look at the top right. But guess what? The watch time, 7,000 minutes. Now I want to say something here. That was after 24 hours of the exact same recipe that wasn't optimized, and it was so easy for me to set up and do all by myself. Now, I know after a week, I wasn't able to pull those analytics today, but I know after a week, it's definitely gotten at least 15,000 minutes of watch time. The point being is this. With 30 minutes of work, it's not optimized, no editing required. Remember, I went live, so I didn't have to edit or do B-roll. Just one shot, one angle. No engagement. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I literally didn't even talk to people. I wasn't answering questions. I was just cooking. That's the only sound you heard were the ingredients going in, the sizzle of the fried rice, and maybe like my spoon hitting the frying pan. Yet it yielded comparable results with less work. This is why it's a hack. This is why I believe that going live is so powerful. If you've got the chops, if you've got the expertise, the experience, the passion, the energy, and you really want to add value in a way that is just so connecting of people. There's the thing, when we live in this digital world, we're so disconnected, even though we are connected. But when you're live, the engagement is real. You guys know right now, the fact that I can read all your comments, that I can respond to you in real time is so like, it's just rare these days. So right now, it's a hack that's working, but it's also yielding lots of watch time. Remember what I said about the algorithm caring about 2 things, search and satisfaction and watch time? When you go live, if you're compelling, if you're keeping people's interest and you're entertaining and you're delivering information, you will get massive amounts of watch time. You know, Sean and I, we try to go live as much as possible to deliver value. But secondly, we just know that you guys would hang out with us, right? It's almost like we're hanging out in the same room. There's just something about live. That's why it's so powerful. And that's why I would definitely recommend it if you can. And remember that live wasn't with a fancy setup like I've got right now. It wasn't a DSLR. It was just my camera on a tripod. I use a YouTube app. Super easy. All right. Are you guys getting value from this? I would love for you to hit like, leave a comment down below. I'm going to get to all of them as soon as this is done, but we're going to definitely do the Q&A at the end, so would surely appreciate it. But let's talk about why live works. Another thing about live is YouTube is prioritizing the live video. What this means is when you go live and you optimize that title and you have a dope thumbnail, just like a regular video, and then you hit the topic hard, you can literally rank for those search terms against other videos that already have tons of views, that are maybe a year old and already have authority. Live, because YouTube knows that it engages people and keeps people watching. Remember that saying? Watch time. This is what the algorithm cares about. It will prioritize live. Now, I'm not going to guarantee your live will be prioritized, right? Because maybe you're boring or maybe you're not compelling, but going live is being prioritized in search. So when you go to search for something, if someone's live on that topic, it'll show up on the first page oftentimes, as long as it's good content, okay? Can't skip that. If optimized, it could be evergreen views. What this means is it could go on as a regular video. So all of our lives that Sean does, that I do, especially on my cooking channel, I leave those up, and those potentially could get views for a long time. Some of our live broadcasts that Sean and I have done even better than our normal uploads. That is so crazy. With less work, no editing, no need for B-roll or even fancy equipment, that you could go live, create tons of watch time, and that video lives on as an evergreen video. That is crazy, okay? So there's no excuse if you don't have the equipment or whatever. You just need a phone now, and you could go live. Takes a little practice, a little preparation, but it works. Next, it's less work, right? From shooting, no B-rolls, you can just do one shot, no editing involved. That's what's awesome. You know that you can actually edit afterwards. You can chop off the front and the back, but really no editing if you prepare your live broadcast. Fourth, it'll boost your current strategy. Now, I'm not suggesting you guys just totally leave your regular strategy and just go all live. I'm saying it could complement what you're doing. Again, if you're putting out live broadcasts that get people to watch a ton of YouTube, staying on your videos on your channel for a long time, you're going to start building your authority. The YouTube algorithm's like, hey, when this guy puts up stuff, he's getting people to have high watch times, so let's give his next uploads a little bit more love. I really believe, no one's ever told me this, but that's why certain channels that are bigger always get tons of views right away, because they've built so much authority, because they've gained so much minutes. They've got so many people to watch tons of their videos, leading to watch time. Last thing is higher engagement leads to watch time. We already said that. It's self-explanatory. We're going to get into Q&A, but if you guys haven't already, follow us on social media at Video Influencers, no S on Twitter. And remember, we're helping you build your influence, income, impact with online videos. We've got this playlist for beginners. We've got this playlist for those of you guys that want some dope strategies on how to get more views, more subscribers. So make sure you guys click on those.